Hello, hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gradeup. Here I am, Saral, with you today, and I'll be talking about the DI and DS of Snap. This little session would be about what kind of DI and DS would be appearing in your Snap exam. As you all know, Snap is just round the corner now. You have your first exam. This time Snap would be held in three slots. Your first one would be on December 20, I suppose, right? Yes, that's Sunday, December 20. And after that, we have two more snaps in January. I hope you all know that the best of those, the best two scores, the best score, you can appear for snap twice. And the best among those two would be taken. Obviously, the better among the two would be taken as your score for it. So, this time the biggest problem I feel is that you have only a 1 hour test, right? The way cat has decreased their time limit, similarly snap has also decreased it. And this year the time limit is only 1 hour. In that 1 hour you have all these sections of analytical reasoning, quantitative aptitude, DIDs, and then verbal ability as well. Fortunately now GK is not there. So the problem with this is that in 1 hour, if you have to do three sections and you have to clear your cutoffs as well. So the problem is that how to choose the questions, which questions are to be done, which are not to be done. How do I figure those out in that little time frame of 20 minutes only? I mean, if I just break it up for all the three sections equally, so you get only 20 minutes for one section, right? So it will be difficult, and probably therefore they are giving you a chance to appear for it again, so that whatever mistakes you made in the first lot you should not make them in the second one. So therefore probably they are asking you to appear for it again, and we will take best of the two. This is what they are telling you, right? So very quickly we'll start with this session. Just before that, please confirm whether I'm audible to you or not, whether I'm visible to you or not. Just confirm once, and after that I'll start it. Am I clearly audible to all of you? Swapnil says, yes, I am audible. Okay, so that means I am audible. If I am audible to Swapnil, I'll definitely be audible to others as well. So there are two things that we are going to discuss today. One is data interpretation and one is data sufficiency. Uh, Snap actually does not give us the papers. I mean, the last few years it was in the online mode, so they didn't give us the paper. So we just have the memory-based questions on this, right? In these memory-based questions, obviously they would not be wrong. So people who would have appeared for Snap, they would have told us that these all questions have appeared there. So I've taken some of the questions from the previous years that have appeared in Snap, and keep this in mind that whatever has already appeared, the flavor of the questions would remain around that only, that they are not going to change. The difficulty level might change a bit. That too, I feel the difficulty level would certainly go down rather than going up, because in 1 hour only, if you start giving difficult questions, right, and if there are too many questions, I cannot just figure out the difficulty level at the same time as I figure out that which questions are to be done, which are not to be done. Only that filtering would take some time, right? So if you give a difficult paper as well as you ask us to filter the questions as well, it will be difficult for any of the guys. The chances of giving a difficult paper, I think, would be less, right? Because the subjectivity would increase a lot. That within 20 minutes, possibly a good guy who was stuck somewhere and could not do very well, so there should be some time that even if you are stuck in a particular point, you can slog in the remaining time over there. Generally in lesser time they would not give you a difficult paper. So I've taken some of these sets from DI and DS. Let's start discussing them one by one, which will give us an idea what kind of questions appear in Snap. And keep this in mind, almost of the same type the questions are going to appear. So here is the first set in front of you. I hope you all can see that. So just read the data once. I'll go to the questions then. It'll take 20 seconds to read the data. So just read it once. Hi, good evening, Siddharth. Yes, I hope all of you have read this. The graph below represents the number of units manufactured and rejected for 5 products A, B, C, D, E in the year 2019. So there's nothing much that is to be understood. You just look at the data, you'll understand that, okay, manufactured and rejected, these are the two things that are being talked about. So, and the graph is also very simple. If you look at this graph, so I have written the exact figures which were there in the paper. So in these figures, you would see that all the figures are, absolutely in multiples of 100 only, except the last one, right? So this is basically, I can say 50. All other figures are in multiples of 100. So there is no approximation that they are going to check that, okay, the figure is slightly below 1100. Whether would I take it as 950, sorry, 1050 or 1080. If it is slightly above to 1120 low, 1130 low, 1140 low. So that kind of confusion I think would not be there, right? In this case, that is not going to happen. Hi, good evening, Goody. So this is what the set was. Hi, good evening, Mamilepalli Vinay. How many questions need to be correct for 98%? We'll come to that. We'll come to that, right? So here, if I look at this graph, I would say the graph is quite easy. Simple questions are given, units manufactured and rejected. Even if you look at the questions, the rate of rejection is lowest in the case of. Can you answer this, guys? Please answer this fast. What is your answer for this question? The rate of rejection is lowest for which one? So yes, Shubham has already answered it. He says B, that is, option B probably is trying to say, because anyways B is not there in the options. Option B means C. Goody says option D. Swapnil says option D. Shubham says E. Okay, that is option D again. Sheetal is saying D. Sheetal Wagmare. Now the name tells you, Sheetal, you are from Maharashtra, right? Shubham Hemane. This also looks like a Maharashtrian name. So I'm just trying to play a guess game. I mean, it has got no meanings at all. Okay, and Mamilepalli Vinay says E. Atharv says B. That is option B. Okay. So yes, so let's see what the answer is. The rate of rejection is lowest in the case of. So what is rate of rejection? So generally in any good exam, they would always define such a word, the rate of rejection. I don't know, rate of rejection is rejected with respect to manufactured or rejected with respect to accepted, right? That also can be rate of rejection. But yes, if nothing is mentioned, we go by common sense. Common sense says rate of rejection is rejected out of manufactured. So if I look at the rejected ones, if this want to be lowest, so rejected out of manufactured, if you want to be lowest, this has to be the lower one. This has to be on the higher side. It is lowest here, that is 50. It is 400. So I see this is 1/8. This is 1/8. This is even more than half. So definitely is not the lowest. Now this is 1200 and this is 200. This is 1/6. This is 1/6. B anyways is not there among the options. So we have 1200 and 300. This is 1/4. So that straight away tells us that option D, which says E, is the correct answer. So yes, all of you are correct. Siddharth says E. Altaf says A. Altaf, please, acha, you have corrected it. Shubhangi says B. Shubhangi, please check again. In case of C, you see it is 1/6. Whereas in case of E, it is 1/8. So if you are looking at the lowest one, it has to be option D. Nitish Gupta, is this clear? Can I say that D would be the correct answer? Yeah, Shubhangi says got it. Okay, clear. Nitish, I hope you also got this, that where were you wrong? I think got the answer. Meghanath also says D. That's correct, Meghanath. Great. So, I mean, you can look at the question. This is quite easy, right? Nitish got it. Atharv got it. So, let's move forward to the next one now. So, here comes the next question for you. Question number 2. So, answer this. Let me see who answers fastest. to this question. Yes, Ayush, great. So let's talk about next question now. Vivek Bhatt. Hi, Vivek Bhatt. Hi. How are you? Shubham says B. Very fast, Shubham. Great. I don't know whether right or wrong, but this is quite fast. नितिश सर टावर्स देख के डिटेक्ट नहीं कर डेफिनेटली कर सकते हैं नितिश नॉर्मली वी डू नॉट कॉल देम टावर्स वी कॉल देम बार्स but yes they look like towers definitely there's nothing wrong with that I mean but mathematically speaking we call them bars but yes definitely you can do that if you are quite good at calculations I would say there is no need to calculate it exactly just by looking at them you can answer this. Swapnil says B, Sheetal is also saying B, Altaf says B, 3050, Paras is also saying B. That's great. All of you are getting B. Yes, looks like a right answer. If the rejections are removed from the total manufactured, what is the total number of acceptable units? So I would say let's calculate the total manufactured first. It is 1200 and this is 1000, that is 2200 plus 1200, that is 3400 plus 800, 4200 plus 400, 4600. And we have to find out the acceptable units after removing the rejected ones. So rejected ones are 300 plus 600, 900 plus 200, 1100 plus 400, 1500. So 1550 are to be removed. The answer is 3050. The point is that the questions are not difficult, but they have given 3050. They have also given 3150. A little mistake can take you from +1 to -1 by 3. That can be there. That's the problem. Otherwise, everything else is okay. Yes, Meghanath Atharv, right answer. Great. So all of you got the right answer. Goody also got answer as B. Though I'm not saying this is the only way of doing it. So I mean, that's up to you how fast you are in calculations. You can also do 1200 minus 300, 900, 1000 minus 600, 400, and then 1200 minus 200, that is 1000, and 800 minus 400, that is 400, and then I have 400 minus this 350. So 9 plus 4, 13, plus 10, 23, plus 4, 27, plus 3, 3050. That also can be done. But again, that depends upon how good you are at it. Right? If you are good at calculations, you can do that as well, or you can straight away calculate the figures and answer this. Yes, this is one of the previous year papers, Siddharth, but as I'm telling you, these are memory based questions because after 2015 Snap stopped giving the papers because they become online. So online mein they have stopped giving the papers. So this is these are memory based. Okay? But yes, mostly they would be correct. So Ashutosh says -1 by 4. Oh, Ashutosh, what did you get from -1 by 4? Probably you are at some other question. Sir, in some question paper, scale is not given, so predicting becomes difficult. Yes, Vivek, but I mean, even in this question, the scale was not given, right? Normally, in such cases, they will, for example, the last figure that I have taken in case of E, the rejection in E, we have taken it as 50. Who knows it is 40 or 60, right? It can be 40, it can be 60. So you always just predict it to the best possible level, and generally, even if you are going slightly above or slightly below, it would not make a difference. Right? If you go slightly above or slightly below, it would not make a difference. That is definitely not going to change your answer. They will not give you options which are so close that just by changing smaller values, it will make a difference. That's the point that I'm making. Okay, negative is my, oh yes, I had the cat in my mind. Thank you Ashutosh for correcting me. Negative marking is 1/4 because there are 5 options. So Venn diagram based explain. I'm sorry Vinay, I'm not taken on Venn diagram based today. So let's see if I get another session, I'll take Venn diagram based questions as well over there. Though one thing I would like to tell you, you can do one thing. You can look at some other Venn diagram based sets, I mean that we have discussed previously for CAD sessions. There would be some free sessions available, so you can always check it through the app and or the YouTube channel, right? They would be there. You can go through those, right? or you just do some questions from previous year CAT papers, I would say, because just last year I saw that one of the set theory based question that appeared there, it was actually from one of the previous year CATs. The names were changed, even the figures were not changed. So doing previous year papers would probably help you. That's what I'm trying to say. So I use this year, the difficulty level would definitely be easy, as far as I would say estimate about it. So let's move to question number 3. Let's see who answers fastest. The question number 3. Question number 3. Let's see who answers fastest. Sheetal says A, Swapnil says B, okay. Shubham says B. Swapnil now says 33.7. Okay, I have written probably B in 2 of the options. So better write the number. Swapnil 33.7, Sambit 32.8, Ayush 33.7. Abhishek says B, Abhishek Singh also says B, Abhishek Gupta and Singh both are there. Anuj Bhargav also says B. Write the number rather than saying B, because actually B and C are both the same. Or I think you can understand by yourself, the second B is actually C. So you can write C for that. If you are writing B, I'll assume that is for the first B. Ayush 33.7, Shubham 33.7, Paras says 33.7. So most of you are saying 33.7. Abhishek Singh, okay, 33.7. So if all of you are saying 33.7, that has to be the correct answer. Let's see. What is the overall rate of rejection with respect to all products taken together? So we just calculated on the previous page, I suppose. Total number of rejected pieces are 1550, whereas the total number of cases are 4600 tha mere khayal se, right? So this is the percentage that we have to calculate. So if I multiply 1550 with 3, if I multiply, yahi tha na on the previous page, if I yes, if I calculate 1550 into 3, right? So what is 1550 into 3? 1550 into 3 is 4650. 1550 into 3 is 4650. I hope you can get an idea from this that had it been 1550 upon 4650, it would have been 33.33. But 4650 has slightly been decreased. And when you decrease your denominator, the actual value would increase or decrease. You answer this now. Goody is saying B, Siddharth 32.8, Amisha says 33.7, okay. And Anuj also says 33.7, Anuj Bhargav. Yes, it would increase or decrease. Had it been 4650 in the denominator, the percentage would have been 33.33, but the denominator is slightly decreased. Can I say the value is going to increase? And if it will increase, it will slightly increase, and hence my answer is 33.7. My answer is 33.7. The point is, you might say, why not 34.8, sir? How can you say it will be 33.7 only? Right? How can you say this? Is that right? This question would definitely come to you. The options are too close. I agree, Nitish. The options are very close. So how do we do this? So here comes, that part where how comfortable you are with your calculations, that part would be understood, right? कि अब कितना comfortable है? There are various ways of doing. One of the ways is, if I am making 4650 as 4600, what is the change I am doing in it? 46500 becomes 4600. So can I say I have decreased by denominator by approximately 1%? Is that right? I have decreased my denominator by approximately 1%. So by decreasing the denominator by 1%, what will be the change in my answer? Right? If it was 33.33% and you decrease something by 1%, the denominator decreases by 1%. So what will be the total change in my answer? What will be the increase in my numerator? What will be the increase in my numerator? So increase in my numerator will also be approximately 1%, though not exact 1%, approximately 1%. So 33.33 में आप approximately 1% add करो, but it will not make 34.33. 1% of 33.33. 1% of 33.33 is 0.33. So my answer would be very close to 33.66, and hence I can say the answer is 33.7. No, you don't have a calculator, Siddharth. The calculator is also not available. You'll have to do it by yourself. Okay. But yes, I agree that this was too close. If this does not suit you, you can also do one more thing, I'll tell. Because the denominator is already given to you as 4600, right? It is already given as 4600. So can't we do one more thing from here? That is कि 4600 का exact 34% निकाल लेते हैं. If that is greater than 1550, my answer is 33.7. If it is lesser than 1550, my answer is 34.8. Even this is not that difficult, I would say. Because ultimately 4600 is a multiple of 100. So ultimately to calculate a percentage of it, I just have to multiply 46 with 34, which is not a difficult task, I would say. So 34 into 6 and 34 into 4. So 34 into 46 is definitely going to give you the total value of this number. 34 into 46 kitna aega? It would be 1564, and 1564 is slightly above 1550. Hence my answer should be below 34, and below 34 is 33.7. Anyways, the class is not about faster calculations, but definitely it tells you that if you are good at calculations, DI is something which is to go for in Snap. Because obviously once one set is done, you straight away get 3 questions. Quant mein to do 3 questions, obviously you have to do 3 different questions. Every question would be different. You will have to understand them differently. You might be wrong while understanding them. The risk is more. In DI, I think that risk decreases. Any student who comes to me about Snap and asks me whether we should do DI or not, I would surely say everyone must do DI in Snap. It is very easy, easily doable. All of you should do it. Right? Yes, calculation पे पक्का ही depend करता है. जैसे यहाँ पे भी if I am doing it, I immediately saw ये 34 is 6 less than 40 and 46 is 6 more than 40. So it is like 40 minus 6 into 40 plus 6. So isn't it 40 square minus 6 square? 1600 minus 36, it immediately gave us 1564. I mean, just while doing it, I figured it out. ये तो बिल्कुल उस टाइप का बन रहा है. So why don't I do it? Because I'm comfortable with squares as well. I try to figure out such things. This make my job easy. Yes, I hope you have understood this. So we can move on to the next part of it now. So let's move on to the next question, guys. The next one is this. Now, this was also one of these sets in the previous years which was given. So very quickly, please have a look at this data. And after that, I'll start with the questions. Have a look. So it is a memory-based data. Okay? There is a possibility that some of the figures might be, above or below. Some of the directions might not be written. It is telling you about the years, the quantity of rice, and the percentage change over the previous year. So anything, even if nothing is written, I think it is easily understandable. You can easily understand what is he trying to say here in this table, right? Rishi Kumar, I would say that do not keep a target that how many questions should be targeted, because that completely depends upon the difficulty level. So it might go like cat in that case. that we are targeting, let's say 10 to 12 questions in LRDI, and suddenly we see that the LRDI is so difficult, people are not able to do even 6, 7. So having a target in mind sometimes demotivates you while doing the paper. Just do your best. Even if I tell you that, okay, you should do 100 questions and you are at 90. So would you start guessing 10 questions? I say that, okay, do 80 and you have done 90. Would you stop doing any more questions? So do not keep any number in mind. Just do whatever best you can do. I think that is the best approach of doing them. So I hope all of you have seen the data. So here is the first question on this. So answer this question, guys. I see that who answers first. Let me see who answers first to this question. What is the approximate production of rice in year 1949-50? The options are too close. Rishi Kumar says C. Okay, great, Rishi Kumar. Good. Any other answer? Yeah, got it, Rishi. 140679. So why am I not able to see any other answer? The guys on the app, they are not responding. Okay, Rishi, ठीक है, got it. मतलब do not write the complete solution. Let others try once. Okay, Sheetal Wagmare says C. Anuj Bhargav says 140679. Vinay says C. So everyone is getting C. Now the point that I'm trying to make here in this question, obviously I'm not going to solve it completely, it doesn't make a difference. So it is 1 by 16. It is 1 by 8. It is 1 by 9. It is 1 by 11. It is 1 by 5. So all the percentages that they have given, they are actually some of the fractional equivalents of these percentages. So these all are given to us. So when I say something has increased by 1 by 16, it must have become 17 by 16 times. If something is increased by 1 by 16, it becomes 17 by 16 times. So what was it before? I multiply by 16 by 17 times, I will get the previous year figures. Similarly, in 50-51, the figure was 127890. And this 127890 is after an increase of 1 by 11. That means it is 12 by 11 times. Sorry, decrease of 1 by 11. I'm sorry. That means it is 10 by 11 times of the previous figure. So what was the previous figure? 11 by 10 times of it. So when you calculate 11 by 10 times, 0 and 0 cancel out. 11 nines are 9 is there at the end only in this option. So option C becomes the right answer for this in this question. Right? So you will see that though the question is slightly lengthy, but all the percentages which are given to us, they are fractional equivalents of these numbers. और जो भी आपका फ्रैक्शन डिनोमिनेटर में आता है, these are given as a multiples of these only, nothing else. Okay. I hope this question is understood to everyone. Vishal says take SBI PO class. Okay, एक बार इससे निकल जाए फिर ले लेंगे. Keep a class on percentage and fractions set to remember again. Rishi, I think yes, we can understand. We can do percentage and fraction, understand these things, right? But yes, to remember these figures, you will have to use them a lot, right? You can just write these values once and then use them again and again in these calculations. You will remember them by yourself, most of these. Okay, so once the idea is clear, I think we can move on to the next question because you have understood that what exactly is given. Okay, so all the questions would be based upon this now. For example, if I move on to question number 5. It says what is the difference in the production of rice in 1690, 6970, 7980. So I have to do the same thing. 6970 is the previous year of this 7071. This year there was a decrease of 1 by 6. A decrease of 1 by 6 means it was 5 by 6 times. When you decrease something by 1 by 6, it becomes 5 by 6 times. If 5 by 6 times is this figure, so what was the figure in 6917? 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 5 ka 6 by 5 times. If 5 by 6 times is this, we have to calculate 6 by 5 times. Similarly, 7980 is the previous year of 8081. In 8081, there is a decrease of 1 by 4. A decrease of 1 by 4 means it is 3/4. If it is 3/4, so last year it was figured as 4/3. So 2, 1, 3, 4, 6, 5 ka 4/3. It is the figure for 7980. And then we have to figure out the difference of these two figures, and that will give us the answer. As I said earlier, it depends a lot upon you that how good you are at these things. I mean, how good you are at calculations. Only then you can do them fast. Otherwise, it will be a problematic area for you. But giving you an idea about DI, if Snap is giving you a question on DI, that would be easy, as we have seen in the previous set. And if you look at this set, the percentages are too many, but still, if you look at those percentages, they are not difficult. They have given the fractional equivalents of these percentages basically, right? All these figures we have studied in our preparation time. So therefore, I would not call even this set as a difficult set. Okay, so this was all about DI. So let's move forward now quickly to the DS part of it. So very quickly, look at this question. Try to answer this, guys. Let's see who answers first. Try to answer this question fast. I'm sorry, Sheetal, I don't have much idea about that. But in my opinion, it will be quite low because agriculture business is something in which not many students are interested. So basically, because the number of, I would say, applicants would be low, so the cutoff should also be quite low. Here I'm talking about agribusiness management of any of the symbiosis colleges. It is not of IIM Ahmedabad or IIM Lucknow. They are also doing agribusiness management, by the way. And there also the cutoff goes low. Nitish says B, Rishi says B, Shubham says 3, that is third option. Okay. Amisha is saying 3. Okay. So 2 people are saying B, that is 2 option. 2 people are saying 3, that is third option. Nitish or Rishi says second option. Shubham or Amisha says third option. Anyone else, guys? Spurge also says 3. Okay, Spurge. So we have 3 people with answer 3, 2 people with answer 2. Rishi says option 1 now. Okay. So let's do this. So I'm sure that all of you have done DS at some stage. ठीक है, पक्का ही किया होगा for CAT as well. So here we have 4 options. If the question can be answered by using one of the statements alone, but not by other. If the question can be answered by using either of them alone. Third says both. 4 says cannot be answered. Let's see. What is the percentage of rejected items produced in a factory? Percentage of rejected item produced. That means out of production. First statement tells you the ratio of the number of rejected to accepted is 4 by 7. So can I say rejected to accepted is 4 by 7 and rejected plus accepted is produced? Because everything what is produced is either rejected or accepted. So can I say rejected divided by rejected plus accepted is 4 by 11? Or rejected by produced is 4 by 11? Right? Rejected divided by produced is 4 by 11. I can say this from here. The question is asking you about the percentage now. So let's talk about that as well. So 1 is the current answer. B was the acha. Anirudh says 1. Rishi says current answer is B. Nitish says B previous ka hai. Okay, okay Nitish. Suraj says third option. Shashwat says second option. Arvind says 1. Vinay says 3. Shashwat has changed it to 1. Okay, okay. And yes, 1 is the correct answer because statement 1 alone is telling us that rejected is 4 out of 11 and 4 out of 11 is 36.36%, दो इट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड टू कैलकुलेट, बट इससे मेरा आंसर तो आ जा रहा था. स्टेटमेंट 1 सफिशिएंट टू आंसर द क्वेश्चन. Look at 2. Accepted items produced is 3425. Accepted is 3425, but how many are rejected? Unless I have the rejected ones, I cannot figure out that what is the percentage of rejected ones. So therefore, I can say statement 1 is sufficient to answer, 2 is not sufficient to answer, and hence option 1 will be the correct answer for this question. Again, you would see the question which is based upon DS is not a difficult question, right? So Vinay, Shashwat, Suraj, you got the wrong answer. Have you got it now? That what is the right answer for this question? Tanvi, the answer should be option 1. It should not be option 3. I hope this is clear now. It clears the air. Nitesh, yes, you got it right. Now option 1 is correct. Option 1 will be the correct answer because statement 1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. Statement 2 is not needed. Many times I have seen students having this doubt, sir, if I use second as well, I am getting the answer. And you are probably right. It is possible that if you use second as well, that means you can answer. But the point is, look at option 3. It is clearly written in option 3. If the question can be answered by using both the statements together, but cannot be answered by them alone. So if a statement alone cannot answer and then you need a combination, then you mark 3. So if one alone can answer, you do not need a combination. Possibly the combination can also answer, but we don't need combination. If I alone can beat someone, why would I need my friend to accompany me? I would need him only if I cannot beat that guy, right? So data sufficiency says what minimum data is sufficient. So if one statement alone can do it, so the other one cannot, is not required if it alone can do it. Okay. Is this an actual snap question? Yes, it is. It is an actual snap question, guys. So whatever questions I am taking, they are actual snap questions, but yes, some of them are actually I would say memory based questions. Some of them, because they do not give us, so some of them are memory based questions. That's right. Yes, I hope all of you understood this. तो चलिए फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's move on to the next question. Here is another question based upon this. Here it is. Let's see who answers first. Who answers this question first? No answer yet. The best thing about DS is that you do not have to find out the right answer. You just have to find out whether the question can be answered by that or not. Keep this in mind. Shubham again says option 1. Okay. Shubham gave the first answer. We'll have to see right or wrong. Good, Shubham. Very good. Any other answer? No other answers yet? Okay, Nitish says second option. Shivani is also saying second option. Shivani Jaiswal. Shashwat Garg says second option. Okay. 3 people are saying second option. Tanvi is also saying second option. Only one person is saying for option 1. Anyone else, guys? Let's do this. Each of the acha, if the cold water tap and the hot water tap together can fill a bathtub in 30 minutes, then how long would it take for the hot tap to fill the bathtub? So cold plus hot, they can fill it in 30 minutes. How much time would be taken by hot water tap? The cold water tap can fill the bathtub in 45 minutes. So this can fill in 45 minutes. So this alone can fill in 45 minutes. Together they can fill in 30 minutes. I can figure out in what time it can fill it. So therefore statement 1 is sufficient to answer my question. Nitesh says 1, Smruti says 1. So we'll have to check whether 1 or 2, but itna pakka hai 1 is definitely answering. 1 can surely answer. So now I see many people suddenly said 1. Anirudh says 1, Suraj Balodi says 1, Shivani Jaiswal ne change kar diya 1, Tanvi also changed it to 1. I mean, before explaining this, I understood that many people got 1. Sparsh is also saying 1 now. Yes, Vinay is also saying 1. So statement 1 is surely sufficient. Now let's look at second. The hot water tap can fill a 10-gallon tank in 10 minutes. What is a 10-gallon tank? We do not know. Here we are talking about a bathtub. Question is asking about a bathtub. So it can fill a 10-gallon tank in 10 minutes. But in what time it can fill the bathtub? That cannot be figured out from second statement. And therefore I can say option 1 is sufficient. Option 1 should be the answer because statement 1 is sufficient to answer my question and statement 2 cannot answer. Right? So again you will see that the questions which are based upon DS in SNAP, they are also not very difficult. I would say to all of you that go for DI questions straight away, go for DS questions, but there is one type of DS questions which almost every year SNAP is asking. I would say do not do them at the first attempt because that would take time. And what is that type? I'm coming to that now. So look at this question. This is another type which almost is appearing every year. Because it's a 1 hour paper this year, so I am saying that, save your time. So these are long questions. They have 3 statements. It will take time to at least read the question. So therefore I am saying that keep them for the second round. Do not keep them for the first round. ठीक, पहले एक बार easy देख लो जो पढ़ने में आसान हो, which can be done easily, then come back to such questions. Otherwise don't. So just look at this question, try to answer this. You will understand what am I saying. This is the last question that we are discussing today. Let me see who answers first to this question as well. Pranav says 4th. Okay, Pranav. Nitesh says option C, option 3 basically. Okay. Abhishek Gupta is saying D. Nitish says, should we dare to attempt selection and arrangement set in SNAP? They are usually lengthy to read. That's exactly what I'm saying, Nitish. Do not try if the question has got only one question on it. I mean, if the data has got only one question. If there are more than one question, if it's a set, you can try. Anirudh says C. Shashwat says C. Okay. Shubham says 3. Nitesh 3. Okay. Inevitable Ghost. What a name. So says C. Okay, let's very quickly do this. It says 4 classes: rural marketing, digital marketing, international marketing, service marketing. That means R, D, I and S were taught in 4 consecutive periods of 1 hour each starting from 8 a.m. So one would be taught from 8 to 9, one would be taught from 9 to 10, one would be taught from 10 to 11 and one is 11 to 12. So read the statements and find out the probable option which can be sufficient to answer the questions. At what time was the digital marking scheduled? So what is the time for D? The important part is that rather than looking at the statements, you go by the options in these questions. This is extremely important that you have to understand. Right? ये आपको समझने की जरूरत है. Okay, inevitable goes right. It is actual snap. Kanika says C. Tanvi also says C. Good, Kanika, Tanvi. Very good. Amisha is also saying C. Very good, Amisha. हाँ जी. So ये important है, ध्यान में रखिएगा. In DS questions generally, we just try to figure out that which statement can answer the question. Here, rather than looking at the statements, you look at the options. According to that, try to answer the questions. So look at statement 1. Sorry, because A says 1 only. A1 only says international marketing class ended at 10. Ended at 10 matlab this was international marketing, which was preceded by service marketing. So this must be service marketing. But which one is digital marketing? I cannot say. So 1 only is not sufficient. Right? Look at 2 only. 2 only says rural marketing was scheduled as the last. So last is rural. So 2 only also is not sufficient. This is clear. Only blue color is not going to answer. Only red is not going to answer. But yes, this is clear that if I look both of them, I can surely say कि D फिर तो यही आएगा. So 1 and 2 together can surely answer. I see 1 and 2 together here. Immediately C is my answer. There is no doubt about it. So the answer would be C option. Simple. So as I said that questions would not be difficult, neither in DI nor in DS nor in these cases. But if the question is lengthy, the question है not difficult, but it is lengthy, it is definitely going to take some time to read the question. So do not attempt such questions at the first attempt. हाँ, जो बाकी DS वाले questions है, you can always attempt them at the first one, right? So this is all that I wanted to discuss about DI DS section in Snap, guys. So keep all these things in mind. I hope your score would improve. I hope you liked the session, you understood the concept as well. So subscribe to Gradeup. You will keep on getting the notification about all these things. There is one more important thing that I want to tell you. That is that we are doing Snap 2020 exam analysis on the Snap day. That is 20th of December. We will be doing the analysis at 1 p.m. and the memory based questions would be discussed at 6 p.m. So basically our team would be appearing for the exam and they would be bringing all the memory based questions and they'll discuss those questions here at 6 p.m. So just stay tuned. You will get to know all the notifications. You'll get to know about all the things that are happening. And we are conducting some more sessions based upon these before Snap. So you'll get to know about this. How many people normally take Snap? Anirudh, somewhere around 60 to 70,000 people. Most of the people, they write CAT around 2,30,000. The second largest number is in Z, which is around 1 lakh. And Snap would be written around 60, 70,000 people, in my opinion. As far as I remember, at least these many people write Snap. Okay, everyone. Thank you, Inevitable. So that's all. One more important thing. I have started our 4th batch on CAT 2021 now. It has started just today on 15th of December. So I hope you all know that we have 99 plus percentile toppers turned mentors over with us. So every teacher is basically have scored very good in CAT. That's mostly either 100 or 99.99. I mean close to that. So expert guidance by CAT toppers. These mentors will be giving you exhaustive. We have day-wise plan that every day what is to be done for CAT. We have all topics covered through these live classes and quizzes. And this is comprehensive. So it will include GD, VAT, PI, everything would be considered in it. So the approach in comprehensive courses, you have the foundation module to build the basics first. Then the advanced classes, then the doubt classes, then revision workshop, and then the previous year questions discussion. So obviously it'll go in a proper manner that we start with the basic and move to the final authentic papers. Obviously the approach would be to do a lot of mock tests, sectional tests, quizzes, notes, and class PPTs would be always provided to you. Doubt sessions. A report card. I mean, how are you doing? I mean, in this age of technology, it is quite easy for us to do. You have a study plan tab that how to do everyday classes. You have a course tab as well over there, and the Gradeup community in which all these things would be discussed. We are also running some non-CAT exams for IFT, TISNET, CMAT, etc. There is a batch going on for that. We are also running a course for Z 2021 decision making, which is absolutely important anyone for anyone who is writing Z, and GK and current affairs for all these exams. So you can take a super subscription in which everything would be there, unlimited access for everything would be there. It is of 4 durations, 18, 12, 6 and 3, right? And there are some discounts going on this right now, so you can look at this thing as well. These are our faculties who would be teaching at Gradeup. You can see their scores along with them. The experiences would be visible on their faces. So we have, I would say, probably the best team in the industry for that. So that's all, guys. Thank you very much. This is all that